So hi everyone, this is Edith Otiende Lawani of Giving Africa a New Face, and today I'm a proud holder of this. The product doesn't really mean anything to me, but the content matters. I hold this proudly as a reminder to me that it always matters. Whenever you see any injustice around, it always matters, and it costs a lot of courage to say, yes, I'm going to stand out and defend justice. So something happened today that I said I can't leave it unmentioned. I'll come back to this. I was just in a restaurant, decided to drop to a nearby restaurant after my busy schedule of the day. On my way from work, going home, I thought of, I still have 1-2 things to do to clear my desktop, but at the same time, I wanted to at least have some short refreshment. So here was I working and eating at the same time. And then I had some distraction at the background of some kids running around. Of course, they were not so silent, but then it was bearable. I didn't give it so much attention. But all of a sudden, I had some screaming at the background, and it was a lady screaming at another lady. Now, paying attention to it, it was one German lady that was like on a call and working at the same time on her laptop. And the other lady happened to have been the mother of these kids that were like causing some commotion. Of course, there was no playground around, and they were just like, for the mothers and the fathers, anytime you go out with kids, you can't root them on their seats. They'll have to move around. So she was like, banging on her, and these are your kids, shut them down. He is not a playground. They're your kids. And the lady was trying to explain herself, like, you can't shout on my kids like that and shout on me. Here is actually a restaurant. It's not a working place. Huh? And she was trying to, in a soft voice. Now, why it really drew my attention is when I went there, I realized she's a foreigner. Our later introduction emerged to be that the mother or one of the parents is from Austria and the other one is from Turkey. And she's a Muslim, was actually wearing the hijab. So it was very, very evident that she's a foreigner. I don't know whether it played a role or how much role it played, but it was like, here you have the commander-in-chief, and then here you have that small, tiny kid being shouted on or shouted at. And, I got out from where I was quite aggressive and went to this woman, pinned her down with the same tone, and was like, you can't even be ashamed of yourself shouting at these small kids. I mean, they were tiny, lower than 5, 3 kids, under 5. And at the same time, you shout in front of their eyes at their mother. I mean, who are you, for heaven's sake? Who are you? Here is not an office, it's a restaurant. And these kids, I mean, the owner of this restaurant, they ought to react if they feel like it's not suitable for here. And what even annoyed me most was everyone that was sitting around was just comfortable watching the show, enjoying it. And I had to scream at the restaurant, was like, I'm not ashamed. I feel ashamed that this has to really happen in such a place. I mean, it was not just any other restaurant. It was a very advanced one where you'd expect that those coming there, they come from responsible backgrounds. I mean, there are people that maybe bear some kind of responsibilities from their backgrounds, their working places, families and stuff. They have a global mindset and they are open. And really, it's a mother, a woman shouting at a fellow woman, and kids are involved. I had to really shout at the full restaurant and say, I'm not surprised why such kind of injustice takes place even on the streets, on broad daylight. You find that foreigners get beaten up. And you wonder when you hear it in the news at broad daylight, how could that happen? But you guys can't be responsible enough and have the courage to open your mouth. I mean, it's a fellow woman. You can't say that's somebody very crazy, and we don't know how. The medical status of the person, if they're fine, and we don't want to put ourselves in danger. It's an enclosed place, and it's a woman shouting at a woman. I mean, you can't even have the guts to say, for the sake of these kids, let me intervene, guys. Please, I couldn't leave this unmentioned. Anytime you experience any injustice anywhere, it matters. Don't try to keep yourself away from the mess. Tomorrow it might happen to you. Yeah, you might not have the migration backgrounds or be a foreigner or have the conflict with your religious background or your gender background and stuffs. But anytime you experience any form of injustice anywhere, always have the courage to open your mouth. Don't mind about how many people are going to follow you, how many people are going to also have the same courage or listen to you. Open your mouth. Yeah. So I'm very glad that really I was able to address everyone. Not that, I'm bragging about it, but I'm just saying it matters. It really matters. And after that, there was total silence in the full restaurant. No one messed up with this woman anymore. No one messed up with these kids anymore. So it always matters. And what feeling do you think the mother has at the end of the day? Yeah, to say, yeah, somebody saved me. Tomorrow it could be your own daughter. It could be your son. It could be your brother, your sister somewhere. It could be your mother. Yeah, it could be your friend. It always matters. And it's always about you. Don't say it doesn't concern me. It always concerns you. Okay. So I'm glad that at the end of the day, they came to me with this. One of the kids was then sent to give me this. I carry it along with me with a lot of pride, just as a reminder to me that it always matters. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you gather courage to always open up your voice when you need to. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.